Hey kids, hey parents, happy Sunday, happy Resurrection Day. This week we're going to be looking at Genesis chapter 2 and 3, at some of the most important chapters in the Bible, where it tells us that God made people, males and females, boys and girls, men and women, in His image. That means to be like Him and to show what He's like in this world. But then our first parents sinned against God. They turned their back on Him. That's what sin means. It's to turn away from God. And yes, they broke His rule, but that wasn't the most important part of it, is they turned their back on Him. They didn't trust Him or love Him like they should have. So I've got something to help us see this today. This is from our friends at Lifeway, which a lot of these videos come from, ideas from them. But see, this mirror here, the purpose of the mirror is to show an image, to show you what something is like. And so the mirror is not me. You can see it, but now you can sort of see my image in the mirror. That's not me. It's what I look like. And if someone were to look in a mirror and say, oh, that's Pastor Ben, but that's not me. See, we're like that. We show what God is like. Not so much what God looks like, but what God acts like, or at least that's what we were supposed to do. But sin messed that up. Now I've got this black marker here to show you. Sin came in. We sinned. All of us by choice, and our nature is sin. See, sin didn't take away the purpose that we had to show what God was like, but it messed up our ability. So now you can't really see very well through the mirror. You can still sort of see me. You can sort of see what God is like in people, but it's not the way it should be. But see, Jesus came showing us, it says He's the exact image of God, the perfect image of God. He shows us what He's like this white tissue. But then He came and He took our sin on Himself. He took the punishment for it, and then He rose again. And see, some of this black from the sin, it's on the tissue now. He took it away, but He took it on Himself. Now we can see through the mirror. We can see from the mirror. You can see my image again. And see, Jesus' death and resurrection for us does that for us. It makes it so that we can show what God is like. And whenever we trust Him, God takes us and shapes us and forms us to look like Jesus. He remakes us to look like Him, because Jesus is the perfect image of God. So now we can be who God made us to be. So those are some things for you guys to talk about as a family. How are you showing what God is like in the way that you talk to each other, the way that you treat each other? Moms and dads, maybe you need to confess that to your kids and repent that there's ways that you've been telling lies about God in the way you've treated one another or your kids. And kids, surely there's ways you need to confess that to maybe a sibling or to your parents. And think about, do you trust Jesus? Have you turned from your sin? And are you depending on Him to make you, to recreate you, to be who He wants you to be? Or are you still like that mirror with the black on there, and you're not really showing what God is like? Well, talk about these things. Pray and ask for God's Spirit to help you to understand and to apply and to believe. Well, I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you have a good week in the Lord. I hope to see you soon.